Tony Grossi, longtime Browns beat reporter, with what he believes is the Browns' level of interest in Shedeur Sanders.
I can't say this any more times than I have already. They don't want Shedeur Sanders.
The Browns.
The Browns. Okay. So
they don't want him at 33. If they could just go to the podium and turn in the
That's
card.
what I want to say. I'm not ready to say that, but they don't want to trade up for Shedeur. I don't think they trade up for Millward, to be honest
Tony,
with you.
if Shedeur's there at 33 and the Browns don't take him, I'm worried about what's going to happen to Riz.
I think that's the Browns' fear, by the way, that Shedeur is there at 33. I think they don't
want him there, so they have to pick.
So they don't have to reject him twice.
Tim, I know you wrote an article just on where national analysts have Shedeur ranked. Take us through that. And, man, if he's sitting there at 33, I get the whole idea. Milrow's upside is probably higher, but the floor of Shedeur is a whole lot higher than Milrow.
Yeah, so what I put up this earlier today is one of three articles I put up today going off our composite top 150 prospects, which is looking at some of the top analysts in the country who put their top lists out in the last handful of days, compile them together in an Excel doc. You could see it on the main story on cleveland.com talking about the composite board. But what we decided to do was we went through the top quarterbacks outside of Cam Ward and looking at some of the rankings. And with Shedeur Sanders, what we saw was, ranked as high as number 5 in this draft by Mel Kiper, ESPN's Mel Kiper, and then ranked as low as 45th by PFF's Trevor Sikkema. And Shedeur's, the way he's been talked about has been so interesting throughout this whole process. I mean, when we go back to before the combine, there was so much talk that he could potentially be the number 1 pick, and now here we are on the eve of the draft, and the potential that he might not even be a first-round pick. It's kind of surprising how much has happened, considering we haven't played a football game since late January. So it's always interesting to see how this thing kind of plays out. I mean, the momentum clearly says the Browns probably won't go with him too. If he's there at 33, which again, I don't believe he's going to be there at 33. I'd be stunned if he's there at 33. Quite frankly, part of me honestly would be stunned if any of the top 4 quarterbacks are there by 33. I think if the Browns want a quarterback, they got to go trade up into the back end of the first round and get one. But if Shedeur is there at 33, you have it. I would honestly be willing to take the swing on him because you need to at least, I think if you're the Browns, you need to at least come away with this draft with a guy who has the potential to be your long-term answer quarterback, because right now you don't have that guy who has the long-term potential to be the starter. At least have one option there, and if it doesn't work out, just go back into the draft in 2 years and try again.